Has this ever happened to you? You scroll the internet for hours looking for information, or worse, escapism. You stumble across a proverbial digital nomad working on their laptop on the beach. You stumble across a van lifer taking elaborate road trips across the continent. You stumble across the influencer who's making money hand over fist with sponsors and paid ads. Or worse, the entrepreneurs. These are the people who are going to show you how to build a thriving business in 3 weeks, or help you make $1 million from 1,000. You know who I'm talking about. These people in many cases are mostly delusional. They are preying on your boredom and naivete by exposing you to an imaginary world of wanderlust and adventure. And these guys don't just want your money, they want your freedom and peace of mind. So in this video, I'm going to explain why you should avoid these guys at all costs. I know you've heard of the tourist traps. The bus, the train, the cruise ship drops you off right in the center of town where you're haggled and overcharged for cheap products or goods or services. Or worse, you get lured into some sacred lair where a dirty salesperson is going to sell you something you really can't afford.
Grow up and call things what they are. It's a studio apartment.
I knew it.
Even if you could sell it, it'd be at a loss. You're not seeing that money again.
Well, the tourist trap is designed to inundate you with so much stimuli that you get confused. Your jubilance, your excitement causes you to spend so that when you leave, you really don't know what the heck happened. Sadly, the same thing is happening now on social media. The overstimulation along with the bells and whistles is causing people to make some of the worst decisions of their lives.
Oh, Leonard, you're the best. It's not too much, is it?
Now, if you're lucky enough to live in the developing world, then you know that we have a whole new set of problems. We're not plagued with famine, war, corruption, disease like other countries. Instead, we have rich people's problems. We're bored with having everything at our fingertips and decide that we need to leave the comforts of our own homes to live a more authentic lifestyle in another country. We may call ourselves expats or digital nomads, only we fail to realize that when we leave our country, we are also leaving a lot of our earning potential. Who knew that developing countries had no need for American history teachers or political science majors? Perhaps that's why the digital nomad lifestyle is so appealing. Only a few people are able to do it. The wealthy, the remote workers, and the people who are utterly full of
Mr. New York Fancy Pants, I rake it in. Cha-ching, cha-ching. What, are you grossed out by money?
Sadly, the people who are utterly full of are the bulk of the people bragging about the lifestyle and the freedom that it entails. They almost always leave out the part that they're working side by side with Hector at the local taco stand, or that they're getting Cash App deposits from Aunt May or Grandpa Richie. But hey, wanderlust sells, and they make a few pennies creating posts and making videos of how you too can live a life of freedom and luxury. All you have to do is quit your job that you spend thousands of dollars going to school for. It's not like there isn't 100 people lined up to take your job after you quit. And all that stuff you have, you can sell it. Who needs stuff when you have experiences and memories, right? Right? Then you move to a more affordable country, only to learn that being broke in another country is not only unsustainable, but straight up miserable. But you have hope that you can build your business or your social media following. It's going to take off any day now. You keep telling yourself that as we go back to our laptops, hungry for both food and business, not realizing that we're falling into the wanderlust trap. Yes, my friends, it's happened to the best of us. It's even happened to me.
Who knows how many days any of us have on this earth? I want to fill mine with laughter, happiness, and love. Let's get the f out of here. Linda, take off your robe. We're leaving. No, dude, upstairs with your...
I was one of those suckers who got rid of all of my stuff to travel the world and fill my life with unstoppable experiences and adventures, only to travel and realize that I missed the comforts of home.
Then Bubba said something I won't ever forget.
I want to go home.
You see, I fell into the Wonderlist trap because I kept telling myself that spiritual gurus traveled all around the world to find peace in solos. But the gurus didn't have a $1,200 smartphone glued to their palm. They weren't looking to be internet famous by posting all of their experiences on social media. In fact, the gurus were traveling to know thyself. They traveled to gain wisdom, insights, and explore other cultures and languages. That's the biggest difference between spiritual gurus and these crazy social media influencers. The gurus are looking for inner peace, while social media influencers are looking for fame, fortune, and constant validation. Something really weird happens when you seek validation. You start to want more and more of it, and slowly over time you become fanatical. Rhyme and reason go out the door, critical thinking and skepticism is overlooked at all costs, and real growth ceases to exist. You become stagnant, and thus you become more and more dependent on others' approval and acceptance of you. Now, social media understands our desire for validation. That's why we get those small dopamine hits when someone likes, comments, or shares our posts. And when we don't feel validated, our world implodes. We feel invisible, insignificant, not worthy of being part of the tribe. After all, these social media creators spent millions researching human behavior. They understand that we have thousands of years of inherited memories from our ancestors. These memories affect our behavior and desire to belong, to be praised, to feel valued. Only in our ancestors' day, we belonged to small tribes who accepted us for who and what we were. Now we are forced to belong to huge institutions and large communities that infringe on our freedoms and our way of life. Many of us are born into these institutions. Public schools and religious organizations forces us to believe that happiness lies in getting married, having that big house, or having a good paying job. 10 years in, we are burned out, looking for escapism or some kind of wanderlust that will cure our woes. We fall into the hippie cult, the digital nomad lifestyle, the remote worker scheme, only to trade one set of problems for another, or one set of rules in exchange for another.
We should make love sometime.
We feel like changing our external environment will fix all of our problems, when in truth we only have to change our mindset. After all, I've been a nonconformist virtually all of my life, and I can tell you the amount of times people have told me that I wasn't living right. Whenever I tried to become part of the community, I was seduced by the wanderlust, the bells, the whistles, the love bombing did a real number on me. But I realized through all of my years of nonconformity that I should never make decisions while I'm in the honeymoon phase. And also through the school of hard knocks, I've learned that I'm not going to give up valuable pieces of who I am in order to be part of the herd. Now, normally the sacrifices are small at first, but increase significantly over time. So much so that I start to become an entirely different person once I'm totally sucked into the herd. My thoughts are influenced by groupthink, and my behavior is motivated by me wanting to receive acceptance and validation.
Leave, I can.
No, stop! See? You can fly. I always believed in you.
And getting away from the herd becomes incredibly difficult. In most cases, I have to cut people off or even cut off parts of myself in order to break free. The truth of the matter is that we no longer run in tribes where there are like 4 or 5 people who totally get us and accept us. Instead, we are forced to lose ourselves while being sucked into a herd or hive of thousands of more people in order to survive. It's all designed this way for a reason. Institutions need numbers, in order to maintain your growth, power, and status. And your freedom is a threat to their very existence. They've been around for a long time, and guess what, my friends? They are crafty. They understand how to manipulate human behavior. They know exactly what buttons to push to gain a desired outcome. And sadly, wanderlust is one of them. So, my friends, what is the solution to this? What is the solution to this problem? We need to get back into our guru phase. We need to travel and create experiences that help us grow as people, not grow our social media following. More important, we have to let go of our desire for validation. Maybe we won't have 4,000 friends on social media, but maybe we might just have 4 great friends who can be part of our soul tribe. Maybe we won't make thousands of dollars as a social media influencer, but maybe we can make enough to live a modest life in another country with amazing welcoming culture. So what do you guys think about Wanderlust? Please sound off in the comments below.